everyone. Welcome to the show. That's like a singing intro. Welcome, everyone. I think I have a mutilated voice. I should have some sort of modulated voice. Either way, welcome to the rendered image. Mwahahaha. Mwahahaha. If it's not working, this sounds completely goofy, but this is supposed to happen. But welcome, everyone, to the rendered image. If you're new here, please drop a like. We talk about movies and movie news. I will get rid of this modulation now, if it's happening. We will get rid of that. I just wanted to mess around and have some fun. But anyways, welcome to the show, guys, where we talk about movies and movie news. I'm your host, Tyler Babb. We have a lot to discuss today. We have What If? We're going to be talking about Suicide Squad. We're going to be talking about Val Kilmer's documentary. We're going to be talking about Avatar the Last Airbender. We're going to talk about the Addams Family on Netflix. It's going to be a wild show. It's going to be a wild show. Christian, how you doing? We're going to switch over in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, hey, Christian.
Ooh, what's up, man? What if we just started the show with a musical number? Let's just get right into it, right? Let's just start it with a bang. We need a lot of planning, though, because I can't improvise.
No, yeah.
But that'd be so cool.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool.
I'd be down.
I've been doing all right, man.
I think we can coordinate that for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to be talking about
Time and
Batman,
effort.
obviously. Did I not mention that we're talking about Batman?
Oh, you've mentioned plenty of times we're talking about
We're
Batman.
talking about Batman. Surprise,
Are we talking
surprise.
about Batman?
We are talking about Batman.
Oh, she said it worked. She said the modulated voice worked.
Nice.
The stream was muted on my end, so that would be a little treat for me to go back and listen.
I'm glad that it worked. Well, anyways, how have you been, Christian? How's your week been?
It's been good. I've been productive, even though my channel doesn't show it. I've been editing a lot of videos lately.
What? Of course.
Scheduling them to
Dude,
come out.
Of course your channel shows it. What are you talking about?
Oh, yes. I hit 154 subscribers.
You
so
post
thank you so much.
You post almost daily. You post almost daily.
Almost daily. Yeah, but I take breaks here and there to really set up for the next round of daily uploads.
Yeah,
that's what I've been doing currently. So I've been very productive lately.
Yeah.
In that end.
Anything else?
Yeah, school's starting back up, so I gotta figure out which classes gotta do because I want to try to wrap up early this time around. And I just figured out I just need a few more credits to pass, and maybe hopefully I can do these last 2 semesters there, or that I can get my diploma and get out.
That's awesome.
So I'm really trying to navigate currently as of right now.
That is the goal for sure.
Yeah.
Good luck on that one. Good luck on that one. Well, man, we have a lot of interesting things to talk about. I know we both have seen the Suicide Squad. We both have watched. We both have watched What If, and we both watched the Val documentary, the Val Kilmer documentary. So,
a lot watching.
There's
the Val one, dude. Val just took me places, man.
Dude. Well, and that's another thing too, man. Like this week has been so busy for more than one reason. Obviously, there are many things we've had to watch. So we can give you our thoughts. Last week we recorded the long Halloween review and everything like that. Right. So I feel
fun.
I've watched more content than this past week than I have in a long time. Yeah.
Welcome back, right? What a way to return. I remember literally before pandemic 2019, I was going to movie theaters so much. I don't think I never went to any movie that amount of times to a movie theater in a year.
Yeah.
And then everything hit, and I'm like, because I saw Joker, Lighthouse, Once Upon a Time, they were all coming out in 1 year, and Marriage Story as well. Even though that was a Netflix exclusive, there was a screening. I went to go see it. So I'm like, damn, I haven't done this much movie watching, like you said, in a very long time. And 2019 is when I distinctly remember the last time. It was crazy. It's a crazy week, man.
Yeah, I remember back in 2015. I think it's 2015. Whenever Straight Outta Compton came out.
Yeah.
I think that was the summer of
16?
the summer of 2015. I think I was going to a lot of movies back then. That was the time when I was trying to watch all the Oscars and all the Oscar nominated movies and all that stuff. I was really trying to be on top of all that for that year. And then that just kind of fell off of that at some point. And,
Straight Outta Compton was 2015. I
Yeah,
just looked
the
it up
summer
right
of
now.
2015. Yeah, is when I started
Yeah.
to watch a bunch of stuff. Like, and I think the year before that, Birdman came out, so I was like
Hmm.
watching Birdman and trying to make sure that I was getting to the theater for all those.
Right. That
But
was a
that,
good one to watch in theaters.
yeah,
Birdman.
but that gets expensive after a while, and you're just
Very much so.
like
Especially to go to
yeah.
the concession stands.
Oh yeah. Well, even then, like I was trying to see everything, and this was before they had A-list. So
Mhm.
like it was just getting to the point where I was like, should I really be spending all this money? Probably not. Probably not. So
Gotta make a little savings for it or something.
exactly.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
But yeah, man. I mean, there's tons and tons of stuff. Let's get it started here with
Start with the thumbnail.
the Batman. So earlier, a little like 2-3 days ago, Michael Keaton was interviewed and he was asked about the Batman and what it was like returning to the bat suit and the first time like he wore the suit again. And he's quoted as saying this. He says, "It was weirdly and ironically easy, a little bit emotional, just a rush of memories without giving anything away, which I can't. Basically the first shot, not of the entire movie, but that's say the introduction of Batman is so good that when we walked on and started talking about a couple of shots and the angles, I went, whoa, this is big. This is great. I don't even mean for me, just the imagery. It's great and reminiscent of some degree of Tim Burton."
Wow. Yeah, I remember reading that and I just got really hyped for it. Because, if the actors feel in it and they're in the world,
Yeah.
production's doing something right. If to lose yourself in that's where the magic begins.
The magic
And that'd be really
begins.
cool to see.
You know
That's where
that
the magic begins.
that's the tagline for the first Harry Potter film.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing. And look at that. All 8 films. Successful. Everyone loves them all. But yeah, it's very interesting to hear Keaton reminisce about the role of Batman with such
Oh yeah.
admiration because not to get into it too soon, but if you've seen Val in his point of view
Oh yeah.
from playing the same character, like right up after him, it's polar opposite, total 180. So it was very interesting to see these two perspectives on these classic takes on this character in the same week.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool to see the juxtaposition between the two.
Lots of
And-
Batman, yes.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they're taking inspiration from Burton. They're following his style. If that is true, I love it because they're paying respect to his vision, and because they really want to make the worlds feel different. If they're doing this whole different universe thing, want to make that world feel distinctive, base it off of its own art.
Yeah.
That classic Gotham looks so odd, and it's so like animated in its own way. It feels very much
It's so-
its own.
It's yeah. Well, it's also too. I mean, I think this is nostalgia, and I definitely want to do like a whole episode just on Tim Burton's Batman at some point, maybe around Christmas time or
Yeah.
something. We might
That'd be nice.
we might pull out the Batman nostalgia and talk about it. But
Nice
also
double
too,
feature.
DC Fandom is happening in October, and we will more than likely get a new trailer for the new Batman movie. So maybe we'll do it around then. But either way,
It's gonna be a busy holiday.
I think it's so. Obviously, it was the first time that we had seen Gotham depicted on screen, and I think that's why I don't know. Like the Burton movies, I don't want to stay too long on this, but the Burton movies, like, are just, you're right, they're so whimsical, like just his style in general. But I think it's burned into our subconscious and like our memory. It's like the old Star Wars and like it's what we grew up on, or at least it's what I grew up on. He was the first Batman I ever saw on screen, so it's like
Right.
you just
He's the Toby to what Spider-Man is. Toby to Spider. Yeah, they're the first one.
he's the
very
Toby.
first one.
yeah.
On the big screen. There's been multiple TV iterations, but on the big screen, it
I
really
like-
makes it stamp.
I like Shannon's idea of a watch party. We'll definitely do that. We have a lot of stuff planned. I have a lot of stuff in the background that is mulling over and just, hey man, guys, just wait, because when November 21st happens, get ready, because that's the 20th anniversary of the first Harry Potter movie, and we're about to go nuts on this show. That week is gonna be all Harry Potter. I'm gonna be dressed up in a robe. I'm gonna go all out,
Oh,
guys. It's gonna be Harry Potter episode the whole time. It's gonna be great.
dude, I got Harry Potter's wand from when I went to Universal. It's in the box, and I went to the store. It was beautiful, man. Beautiful experience.
The background will change. I'll put Harry Potter posters in the background. It'll be great. It'll no longer be.
And probably won't change. And if it does, then it really is a miracle. It's magic.
That's all good. Welcome everyone. If you please drop a like, that would greatly that helps out the stream a ton. If you can hit that like button if you enjoy movie news and hanging out with us on the show every Thursday, that's great. Also, hit that share button. Get this out into more viewership. People, get this in front of more faces so they can kind of come in and join the conversation. That'd be greatly appreciated. So,
yep.
Christian,
we need our audience, and they're out there.
So, Christian, let's just play What If here. See what I did there? Let's play What If with the DC universe. So, what could you possibly, he talks about how he's like, oh, we talked about the shots and we talked about the angles. What do you think the first shot of Michael Keaton in the bat suit is going to be? Do you have any ideas?
Ooh, it's I had two of them briefly. It could be when he saves the parents, like the little family in the beginning. It was kind of like, I always found that interesting about the first Batman movie, was that there was like a little cop out. It felt like they were gonna show his origin, but then you figure out it's just another family that Batman comes in and saves.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's not until later that we reveal that his origin was the same way. And so when he comes down, I feel like when he has the wings out, he has his arms out, and his wings are coming out, and they look very cloth-like, very drape-like.
Yeah.
And he's holding it out. I think that's how he appears, and I think it might be in an alleyway of some sort. Maybe Barry Allen's being chased by people or something, and for some odd reason he can't have control of his powers. I don't know why Barry Allen would be chased to be like cornered by someone or something, and then Michael Keaton's Batman comes out and saves him, and it has to be like in a classic alleyway, rainy alleyway, and it looks all wet, dark. Or it could be on top of like a gargoyle next to the bat symbol, or we see the bat symbol, like the light in the sky, and it might be the moon or something. We might see that's how he's introduced. Maybe something very comic like that. I feel like it might be a little animated and over the top, like the Burton films are, But I really, really hope to hear Danny Elfman's soundtrack when he's revealed. His classic. That needs to be played, no matter what the shot is, because that just really like amps it up.
Well, I realized this too as you were talking about the iconic, the bat symbol and everything like that. I realized that we're not going to get a Michael Goff Alfred in the movie because he will have passed away at this. Obviously, he's no longer with us in real life, but that's going to be kind of
in character.
I know that's going to be emotional too. We're going to have to deal with the death of that Alfred I would assume they're going to have to bring that up. I cannot see them having Michael Keaton come in and not address that.
I would love for him to have Ace as the dog, so he has that companion.
Oh yeah,
because of Alfred's death. He's like, I'm not going to get a new butler. I don't want to hang out with people. The dog's the right companion. You
actually,
that would be pretty cool.
You actually might be onto something. I'm that's probably what's going to happen. They're going to have Ace in there for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I think I wonder what role Supergirl's going to play in this, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
she feels kind of like that wild card thrown in there,
Right, and we don't know. We have no information on who the villain is, right? Of Flash 2.
Well, I heard it was a rumor that it's going to be himself, because Ezra Miller's playing himself in the movie, and I guess it's supposed to be like a darker version of Flash. Unless they're trying to teeter people off, because a lot of people because some people are like, well, maybe that could be like a lie that they're telling us, and it's actually Reverse Flash, Ubar Thawne. Because in the comics, Ubar Thawne can, he uses he speeds up molecules to change the look, how he looks, and he can clone Barry Allen. So he looked like Barry Allen for a long time, kind of like a Hush scenario. Or if you're a Batman fan, Hush takes the identity of people's faces, and Ubar Thawne can do the same thing. He can shapeshift his face to look like Barry Allen, and they might say like that's what they're doing with casting Ezra Miller twice. He might be either like a dark version of Flash or like reverse Flash in disguise.
Hmm.
So that's all I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's very interesting to see who the major overall threat is.
I was gonna say that makes sense. They probably won't do this, but is there a possibility that it could be Supergirl?
Ooh, like okay, when you said that, I just automatically thought of like an Injustice universe where she went bonkers instead of Kal, That would be interesting. Yeah, that could be very interesting if it's Supergirl, and what a way to introduce her too, She's normally looked at as the hero of her own story, she's the cousin of Superman, and she never turns evil.
And who's to say that Michael Keaton's Batman is necessarily good? What if he's tipped over to the other side of things? I don't want that. I want
like Thomas Wayne.
Kinda, yeah.
Interesting.
Or they could flip it completely. They could. Who knows? I mean, they could flip it completely. They could pull a twist on us, and Barry slipped into that universe where that's not Bruce Wayne. He's playing Thomas Wayne, because we never see Michael Keaton's parents. What they looked like.
Right.
That might get a little confusing for general audiences, because they'll be like, "This is just Michael Keaton's
a little confusing for me here." You're like, "Whoa, no." Yeah, it's because when you said Thomas Wayne, because I'm thinking, because remember, Flash starts off with Batfleck. Affleck is Batman. He's going to start off with him. So when you say Thomas Wayne, I'm automatically thinking about his dad, and we did see his dad. That's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, in Batman versus Superman.
I was talking about Michael Keaton's.
Oh, yeah, but now you see how you mentioned Michael Keaton's Batman. That's like, I feel like for the general public would be like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, what? Whose father is he? Which Batman is?
This isn't isn't Bruce Wayne. This is Thomas. What?
Yeah, but I feel like if we have one set Bruce, maybe we can tell that Flashpoint story. But now that we're messing with two different types of Bruces, like,
we
I
did.
Feel like it could.
Shannon says we saw Keaton's parents. We did.
I mean, if they were, we didn't like get up. I don't remember close-ups of them. Just extras falling in fancy clothing because they died.
I don't remember them at all.
Exactly. I don't remember that. I felt like it was just like a quick flashback of them like falling or pearls falling and gunshots, and I don't think we got like a straight up close up.
It was in the flashback.
But my memory
is it when? Hold on. Okay, so is it when he goes to drop off the rose at the movie theater, when he pulls up in the car and he drops the rose on the ground?
Oh, he said it was in the flashback about the Joker when they revealed he shot his parents.
Oh, so it's at the end.
After that.
So it's
after that, after the rose.
When they're on the rooftop, or when they're in the church, and he's like, "You idiot!" Yeah.
We need to do a watch party on that or something.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but no.
We need to rewatch those.
Thank you. All right, so we did see. All right, so that probably won't happen, but I like your idea of Ace being there. I'm sure that'll happen. And then there's also, dude. I mean, so. There was rumor. I don't know if it's rumor or fact, but I think Keaton signed on for like multiple pictures, like a multiple picture deal.
Ooh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
I hope that's true.
I think it's rumored. Wow. But I mean, you have to imagine like they're gonna want to probably spin this off into Batman Beyond. Like
that's the first thing I thought of.
Right.
Terry McGinnis, introduce him, cast someone new.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we
him train underneath.
We talked about they cast Batgirl, so that's going to be an HBO Max movie.
So I heard J.K. Simmons, Commissioner Gordon, is going to be in that one.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of throwing off continuity now. Like we don't know if that. So is that going to be like a Snyderverse Batgirl? Is that Snyderverse Bat? Because J.K. is Snyderverse Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
So if he's going to be in the movie, then and I really wished it was Jeffrey Wright, and this was connected to, kind of subtly, very distantly probably, to the new Batman movie, or this is set sometime in the future.
Yeah.
Because the casting made me think that could fit well with Jeffrey Wright. I'm like. And then when they said, "Oh, it's rumored that J.K. Simmons could come in," and like, okay, now you're getting wacky. I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, all right.
I mean, okay, I guess it's part of. Yeah, I guess the Shannon just said it's establishing Crisis on Infinite Earth. Already, there's a bunch of Crisis.
Yeah.
You just need the Infinite Earths.
It's definitely
And
what
that's what
they're
they're
doing.
building up right now. Very interesting.
Well, hey, I'm excited. I can't wait till we get an official trailer. Do you think they're gonna put Keaton in the trailer?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think they have
think so,
more to
too.
reveal with this movie.
Yeah.
And that's going to be their ticket drawing. Like, hey, come see Michael. Or we're going to hear his voice or something.
Now, do you think he's?
You know?
Do you think? Okay, so he's gonna be in the trailer, which I agree. Do you think he's gonna be on the poster?
Yes. If he has a big part in the narrative, he's going to be on the poster somehow.
Maybe
Maybe not in the cape and cowl, but maybe just as his version of Bruce.
Bruce Wayne. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we're gonna save the cape and cowl for the movie. I don't think we're gonna see him as Batman in the trailer. We might see him as Bruce Wayne as the trailer. I think maybe they're gonna want to save him in the suit for the movie. So
I don't know.
We know it's like it's gonna be like he's in there.
Yeah.
Come to pay to see him in the suit.
Come and
fight,
see him.
You know. Yeah, it's like a wrestling match. Here's the poster of them. But come to see them fight in all their glory. That'd be pretty cool. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but
We'll have to wait and see.
I'd be excited either way, costume or not.
Let's move on to the next topic. All right, guys. Talking about the Val Kilmer documentary on Amazon Prime. It's called Val. We'll stay away from spoilers just because this isn't. I don't really know how popular this is. I don't really know how many people have actually watched this. So we will steer clear of spoilers. I don't really know how you can spoil this, though. It's
kind of like if you start saying things that you like about it, you're going to want to get into detail. But I mean, it's his life, man, so there's going to be, but it's from his perspective.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to sit down and watch it because you see things that you're familiar with from his side, and you see a whole new perspective on life. And that's what I got out of it, ultimately, without saying too much. I got a whole new perspective on life, and that was his life.
Yeah.
This damn thing made me cry 4 times. I'm not afraid to say it. I teared up and cried like a couple of times while watching this. And I was like, damn, dude, I feel his pain. I feel his isolation with what he has to deal with now, and then his outlook on life. They ask him, "Are you afraid of death?" And his response to it was just very beautiful. I was like, "Wow, that's insane."
Yeah.
To be at peace with everything like that, it's very, very admirable. And yeah, it is a beautiful documentary, as Alicia points out. It is really beautiful.
I think, it's a window into somebody's life who got to do these amazing things, right? It's like, he got to work on these big budget movies, and the whole time, the whole time, man, I just thought about like how movies aren't even made like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that he's known for, like they just don't make movies like that anymore. And he's such a special. There's always been like this aura around him. Obviously he's Batman and he's played other roles, so like he's always been on this like pedestal for me where I've always been, I've always admired him, but like I feel like I know him now a lot more. Right. I was like, oh yeah, like okay, I feel
very personal documentary.
It's a very personal documentary. It's so cool that he had his son. He had his son narrated it for him, and it looked awesome. Like him and his son just made it. It really looked like a documentary that him and his son just sat down and just made the thing, which I think is super cool.
Yeah, had that very home movie feel. Like the whole thing felt like a home movie.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Yeah, and I really like that approach. And of course you see his build up in acting where he starts on theater and then he goes right from Hollywood into from the theater. It's very, very cool transition, and to see that's his making it story, that we were just catapulting. Like you said, like they don't make films like that anymore. And every time you see because he's always recording, that's the main thing that carries this whole documentary is that and I love that the credit is cinematographer. He's cinematographer.
Yeah.
Because he recorded every single thing across his entire life. And that's freaking amazing. And so we see that all those film sets that he was on, like Top Gun and all this, they felt like summer camp. They went to the actual locations that they were set in and they spent all that time there, you know,
Yeah.
and they really lived in that world. And I think that's what you were mentioning when they say you don't make movies like that anymore, you know. And he said that, oh, we even played off our characters' relationship off screen. We thought it was really fun, but in real life, we were the closest of friends, you know.
Closest
and that
of
was
friends,
like really cool to see him like break down. And I was like, that's really awesome. So yeah, I would love to see movies filmed like that more, to get away from your home. Of course, there's a fucked up story about that, a whole film set that didn't really pan out later on. That was pretty crazy to see.
That was crushing. That was
Yeah, it really was. But to have that whole thing of like, let's get away, let's go on location, let's really live in this world, to really film it, that's something I would really want to do. You know, oh, I'm going away somewhere for so many months, you know, because we're doing a movie there, and really get the location, you know. That'd be cool.
Right. Well, and another thing too is, you know, he states in the trailer, he's like, I'm the first person that I knew that ever had a video camera. And, you know, you see all like these, you know, on YouTube, you see people like vlogging their daily life and everything. And I'm like, this guy this dude was so ahead of his time.
Right.
And not really listened to that much. Like, I wonder, you know, it seemed like he tried to push boundaries, but, you know, there were just things, you know, things got in the way, obviously, a couple major things that he talks about. And, but yeah, I just wonder if he would have, if he would have stayed on the track that he was going, I wonder how big he would have been and what other impacts he would have made. Now, I think he retroactively has made an impact making this documentary. Because honestly, going into it, he's like, I've had hours and hours of footage, and I finally feel like it's time to tell my story now. And I'm like, okay, like what could you really say? You know, like, okay, but he really had a perspective, and he really cared about the art that he was making. And there's all other sorts of things, and it's incredible. I thought it was the music's awesome. I think it's emotional. It's a great thing. Did you watch it with the family or no?
No, I watched it by myself. I told them about it, and I'm not unsure if they saw it or not. But if they have not seen it, I would love to sit down and rewatch it again with them, because I think that would be a whole cool ride to go on again and see their reaction to it, because they were pretty interested in it, but they never found the time to sit down and watch it. But like you said, with his art, like one thing you would do, probably last thing I want to say about this, I don't want to go on too long, but I like how this dude was always creating. No matter what, he always found something to, even when he was younger with his brothers, he was always creating, directing, writing, acting in it. It's very, very admirable. It's crazy to see, and it's kind of very, very inspiring. You know, you're like, wow. Well, we have all the capability of doing that now. You know?
Yeah, even more so. I think
even way more so.
Like, the thing that it taught me was to, obviously, because, you know, he got throat cancer and everything, but it's like, you know, don't take any moment or any project for granted, you know?
Yeah.
Because you don't know. It's so sad, but when it comes time to get that point in the documentary, he starts talking about his dreams and stuff that he wanted to do. And it's just something, you know, like, I think about it occasionally, but like, this really made me think of like, no, like, appreciate what you have in the moment, appreciate all the creative stuff you're doing, you know, go at it with all of your heart and all of, you know, love it as hard as you can, and don't be afraid. The thing that it was great is like, he was never afraid to be himself. You know, he was on sets and they tried to make him do things, and he was like, nope, this is how I'm doing it. Obviously, you know, and obviously you don't want to be a dick, but like...
Right. But it's like, you know how much confidence it takes to hold a camera and record in public? That's so crazy, because you know automatically eyes are going to be on you. Even in today's age, like, I kind of commend vloggers when they vlog in like public shopping stores and stuff. Like, people are going to be looking at them, because it's not like every day you see people like recording themselves. Even in this day and age, it's kind of weird. It's like, oh, they're being really loud. You know, you don't want to be that loud one. So it takes a lot of confidence to really like film. Even back then, way more people were like, whoa, there's a camera here, turn that off, you know. And you hear a lot of that too in his footage. It's pretty cool.
But yeah, I recommend this. This is a must watch for me. I wouldn't be surprised if it wins awards, to be honest with you, at the end of the year. That would not surprise me. Let's move on to the
This
next.
premiere at Cannes.
Yes.
I feel like it premiered at Cannes.
Yes.
Cannes Film Festival.
Let's move on to the next topic. All right, guys, it's about to get real. These next two topics, well, this topic at least, it's about to get a little crazy. Let's get into it.
Ooh, Suicide Squad.
We have very different opinions on this movie, so let's go.
Yeah.
All right, this is
Who's gonna go
this
first?
is okay. This is a game of change my mind. You have to change my mind, and you got to change
What
my
if you
mind.
change my? Okay, then you change my mind.
Who knows?
It's a two-way challenge.
Who knows what's going to happen? So for those of you who don't know, my review is up on the channel. Christian, you have a review as well on your channel?
It is up on my channel. Yes.
Yes. So you guys can go check those out when you got the time. But we will definitely talk about it.
Yes.
I was not a fan of this movie.
Fair.
This did not hit me the way that I wanted it to. Yeah. I couldn't.
It is definitely not DC's best.
I couldn't get into it, dude. I mean, and there are things, the whole time I was just kind of like, what's the point? Like, it's a fun movie, I guess, but I'm just like, the first 45 minutes of the movie, I was like, I don't want to give anything away because it's still kind of fresh. I kind of want to avoid spoilers a little bit, but like, dude, I just was bored. I was just bored. There were like funny moments, right? There's a funny moment with Weasel. I thought that was hilarious in the beginning, but then things happen and I'm like, what? Like, who are we following? And then there was the whole, like, the scene with like Harley and like the thing, like,
Well, here's the thing. Hold on. Before we go any forward, I think we're gonna have to spoil it to say what we really didn't like and what we do like about it. Because I'm gonna be. I mean, we're not gonna try to purposely spoil it, of course. We will leave some stuff out. If it comes to it. But I think we're gonna have to say some things to really, like what didn't we like about that specific thing.
For sure. Okay.
Okay. Just making that clear right now. I mean, it's on HBO Max. So
it's on HBO
easily
Max.
accessible.
It's been out for a little bit. So, but
as a consumer, it's really cool to have it.
I did not like from the jump. We were introduced to all these people, and like we weren't really following anybody, and like they died. I was like, what? Like it was like there are characters that I like the characters. I enjoyed the characters. But I just thought we were like meandering and like once we got like we were at Corto Maltese and everything, I'm like, okay, cool. And then it seemed like the movie slowed down until we got to until Harley like kills the dude.
Yeah, the president.
Yeah. But from the time they hit the beach to the time that she does that, I was bored. I was so bored because I felt like the plot didn't move. There was a good chunk in between there where I was like, okay, come on. Like,
yeah. Honestly, the whole Harley with the president segue was really unnecessary. I felt like if anything, that could have ended up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that was just a convenient way to kind of get her in the squad to be in the same area. I know later on they say we have a mission to go get Harley, so they go after her. But it's like. Still, it's like they could have X'd all that out because we figure out they're not the real villains. That's all I'm gonna say for now. But like, who we think the real villains are not the ones actually behind everything, And I felt that was a very interesting way to take the story.
I guess.
Yeah, I felt like it really was because you have that stale comic book ending where they come together and take out the big bad, and then it finishes, But to figure out those, oh fuck, someone on our team is not who they say they are, or like we were actually fighting for the villain, it was really good twists to have. Like, not M. Night Shyamalan level twists, but they were nice and subtle enough to be like, holy crap, like that happens. It keeps it fresh and entertaining, I believe, towards the end, and then when they finally get rid of everything, they're like, okay, now where are they going to go? We have a spin-off to go with Peacemaker. And I think they set that up pretty wisely.
They did.
I thought I thought like, you know, like because he's the one that turns, you know, so it's like this have that in this movie. It's like a whoa, hold up. I thought you were gonna, you know, it's a whole big twist even on the characters in the movie, you know,
Mhm.
and so I really like that aspect towards the end and stuff, and it really changes who you root for, you know, and that whole talking about the whole perspective thing. I get how that's like totally out of nowhere, and it takes you totally out of the movie because you got to follow a protagonist, right? With every storytelling, you're taught there has to be a protagonist
At least for me.
throughout
Well,
the entire thing, right?
yeah, and so my thing is, sorry, but so
Yeah, no, go
this
ahead.
is a James Gunn movie. This is an ensemble film, and whether you like it or not, you do compare it to Guardians. And the difference
Yeah.
that I said this in my review, but the difference is Guardians 1 and 2 are about Peter Quill. Peter Quill is our viewpoint in those movies and the person we experience the world through. This movie doesn't have that. This movie is just like, you know, the Suicide Squad. Here's this person. Like, it would have been awesome if we would have had, if Peacemaker would have been the main character. But the problem, it just it jumps around too much.
If we did him the main character, then that twist of him like being Waller's puppet, it's like that
Right.
would have came way earlier to us,
Right.
you know.
But even
Maybe if Ratcatcher was the protagonist,
Right.
possibly, you know. But
someone,
I think that's-
anyone.
I think that's a style of like a narrative style that a lot of people are still experimenting with.
That's
And
true.
I
That's true.
personally find it admirable that they go and experiment with that. If you have a big ensemble like this and you don't have a Ratcatcher movie, a Polka Dot Man movie to really build them up, you're going to want to spend some time with every one of them. True, Guardians did the route of we got to follow Peter Quill and this and this and that, but of course he was following the direction and some creative direction from a bigger head.
True.
We have an overall vision for this. So Peter Quill is kind of a key player, so you got to like kind of follow his narrative. I think if James Gunn did the Guardians the way he did Suicide Squad, he probably would have kind of split up the narrative to kind of explore everyone else's perspective. And I think he tried doing that here. It was a little, again, it was confidence that really made him do that, and which is 50-50. It's going to split people. People are like, okay, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Who am I supposed to follow? Other people are like, well, these are a lot of interesting characters. I love that they're taking time to go back and forth with them, you know? And sure, you can lose the narrative there, but I think just them, yeah, I think that is one thing I do agree on. It's like the narrative does stop, and it kind of like takes a halt, and you don't really feel like it's going to move forward. But that really gives that time. But he was really trying to find that time to explore the different narratives there, you know, and give them breathing room to really be their own.
Yeah.
You got to spend some time with these characters, you know, especially the core ones we stick off with. The whole reason for killing off all those other characters is because that's how the comic book is.
Right.
You know, you get all these ensemble of characters, and then by the next page, they're all fucking dead. Like, because they're so damn disposable.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, they're
I
so
didn't have,
like, okay, left and right, you know?
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with those guys dying. I just had a problem with, okay, we start the movie with Michael Rooker, and then we go and we kind of follow Bloodsport, and then we're kind of like with Harley for, like, it just jumped way too much. I think David Dastmalchian, I think Polka Dot Man was my in. I think he had the best performance out of everybody.
Oh, for sure. He was really good in this.
Yeah.
He was really, really good in this. I really liked Ratcatcher too as well. She had I felt like a lot of heart to there.
Yeah.
With her father's backstory and basically her being the one to take down Starro. And yeah, Polka Dot Man, I really enjoyed him so much so that I kind of disliked how they killed him off in such a comedic way.
Yeah.
You know, I thought he was going to get a little more redemption, but then, of course, I remember, it's the Suicide Squad. They're going to die. Like, some of them are going to die. Yeah, it's like inevitable.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's one of the points he really wanted to drive home with. He's like, yeah, I don't care if they're interesting. I don't care if they become your favorite. Some of them are going to die, you know? Although I feel like he did probably play a little favorite with Ratcatcher too, because throughout the movie, when you get into it, she becomes that narrative kind of. It kind of slowly focuses on, like, once she tells her backstory, it's like, okay, now we're kind of following her.
I guess
there's a moment where we fear for her life against Peacemaker, you know, because I didn't want him to shoot her.
No, I think,
you know,
and
they left that there. So I'm like, okay, it's probably her we're going to be rooting for.
I think that was the best part of the movie for me. Was that
because it narrowed in on someone.
Yeah, but that's pretty much
Yeah.
the end. I mean, that's pretty much the end of the movie almost. And you're like, okay, but and that unfortunately it was just a little too late for me. I was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you wish she would have done something in the beginning to lure you in.
Yeah, I just wish it would have been her story from the jump, but it
Yeah.
really.
You
But,
know, and that's another thing too. Again, that confidence. Maybe he felt like jumping the narratives all the way till the end would not work, so I have to narrow it down to someone. You know, and that looking back on it, that's probably what this movie this is what this movie kind of feels like. Is I have to narrow it down to someone. If you're
Mhm.
looking at protagonists, and he didn't want it to be Harley again because he's like Harley got her own two big spotlights, and I can't make it her again.
exactly.
So maybe another female, you know. And the only other female there was Ratcatcher.
Yep.
So yeah, everyone else was male. But I feel like I really love the choice of jump in perspective. It's done. I think it could be very interesting if it's done right, you know, because Dazed and Confused is the best example of that. There's
Mhm.
not really one person we follow throughout. It could be argued it's the young kid with the long hair, but still we spend so much time with other characters in there. You're like, oh, this is like everyone just seems so equal here because it feels like one world. And I felt like that's what he was trying to do towards the beginning. And then he went off the Harley narrative, and I'm like, okay, Harley's a wild card. I guess she's gonna have her whole narrative. And I knew it was gonna end with her killing him. Like it had to end one way or another, you know. And I'm like, how wacky are they gonna get with this, you know? So, but then that's when it felt like that whole thing could have been left on its own.
Yeah.
And I would much prefer to still explore a number of perspectives, you know. Yeah, Harley could have been one of them there, but then let's cut away from her. Let's not spend too much time with her.
Yeah.
I think the majority of time we should have spent with her was her escape scene. Her escape scene was freaking awesome. You know, the whole stunt she did with her feet to
Yeah.
unlock the chain, which was actually practically done by Margot Robbie.
Oh, I didn't
James
know
Gunn
that.
stated it
That's
in an
pretty
interview
awesome.
on Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, so he stated on an interview that she actually did that, and he was so pissed off because her puffy part right here, her shoulder pad, was like a little like puffy, and it was covering her face every time she was because she's strung up like this,
Oh yeah.
and it was covering her face, and it seemed like it was a stunt double. And he's like, my one regret is not walking up to you and cutting that damn thing off so we could see your face actually
Oh,
doing it.
Man.
But yeah, that was actually so that whole little sequence, I felt that should have been the most we spent with her character. You
Mhm.
know, that whole subplot with the president could have stayed out because again, I like that idea of shifting perspectives. You know, it's non-traditional, and I know how it feels foreign and feels non-natural. You're like, I don't like this. I want to focus on one. I get that 100%, but I feel like if it could be done right, it'd be awesome. Like you could feel like this whole world feels lived in, and it feels like there's more to tell. You want a movie world to feel big, and if you can achieve that, kudos, man, kudos. And superhero
Yeah.
worlds are big.
Are
So there's
big,
a
yeah.
lot of perspectives.
We'll see.
And yeah, if you have, and I like those little twists again at the end. I love how they like throw them in, like, oh, you know, you think you know everyone? Nope, there, someone was hiding something.
Yeah. No,
You know,
I
everyone's a relative narrative.
yeah. No, I really liked that. I just a little too late for me.
Yeah,
I was like, meh.
that whole decision to switch over, like, oh, it's about her now. It's like, okay, cool, you know, you didn't expect it, but you know, once it came, it's like, okay, cool, now we got someone to follow.
Phone died. I don't know why I did that.
I think I could still hear you through here.
Can you?
Are you saying something?
My
Say something?
my phone is dead.
Oh, your phone died?
Yeah, you have to keep
Oh,
talking.
your phone died. Okay, cool. So I can't hear you at all now.
It's coming back. We'll get it to come back.
I wonder if, hold on, let me turn on chat.
Hello.
Speak again, Tyler.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, I could hear you through chat. So I'm going to switch my headphones over.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
I'm going to be hearing myself talk, but
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Sorry about this, guys.
Hearing myself talk.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Sorry about this.
chat can hear us, but I can't hear Tyler. That's the whole problem. All right, let's see if this works.
You can hear me?
What's happening?
Yeah, sorry about the echo, guys. He plugged in his headphones. We had an issue with Zoom where he couldn't hear me through the Zoom, so But we're going to be talking about What If next. It's going to be a fun time. If you haven't, hopefully
Okay,
you guys
I
have
can hear you
seen
through chat now.
What If. Okay,
It's gonna
cool.
be a little annoying on my end, but everything should be fine.
My phone will come back on, and if you want to switch to the phone, we can do that. But what did you think of What If? The first episode of What If dropped.
Oh, there's a big delay.
Okay.
Oh, dude, there's like a huge delay. I said that like 3 minutes ago.
All right. Well, let's just wait for. My phone is turning on. My phone is turning on.
Dude, there's like a.
My phone is turning on, so we will get it back up. I know the problem is that he can't hear me well because there's a delay because he's playing the stream in order to hear me. But I'm calling him now so that we can just fix this problem. Sorry about this, guys. I don't know why Zoom for some reason was not letting us talk to each other. Usually it works fine, but today it did not work for us. Zoom for some reason was not letting us
Sorry for the echo.
talk to each other. You can hear me?
Now I can hear you in real time.
Awesome. All right, we're real time now.
Cool. So sorry.
Hopefully my phone doesn't.
Oh, technically, yeah, your phone died.
Yeah, sorry.
Mine's at 90. It's all good.
Hopefully it doesn't die, man.
I forgot there was.
Hopefully it
Okay.
doesn't
I hate
die.
delays. I don't know why there was a delay.
I'm sorry about that. But anyways, we're back with the What If.
Yeah, we had to move on.
We have to move on to the What Ifs. So episode 1, what did you think?
It was fun, man. I liked how they just took the first Avengers movie, Captain America movie,
Mhm.
and they gave it to Peggy Carter. She picks up the shield now. That's essentially what this whole episode is set around. And I thought it was really fun. I thought some of the, animations looked really awesome. I really liked some of the silhouette animations. There's a couple of frames where it's like all silhouette, and it looks really, really beautiful. There was like a couple of wallpaper shots in this episode as well. My only negative about this is that the pacing for me felt a little too rushed at times, because this isn't a long episode. It's not like a 40-minute to an hour episode.
Right.
So it's like it's quickly giving you a glimpse into this universe. You know,
Mhm.
that's what this show is always going to do. So they're relatively short, and with that, I felt like there was some moments that are a bit rushed, but it didn't take me out of it at all. I still had a lot of fun with it. You know, that's just a little nitpick I had about it.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm the opposite. I feel like it did. Is it raining? I think it's raining. I hear
Say
rain. I think it's raining. I hear raindrops.
Oh, is it raining? Yeah, probably. It looked cloudy today.
But I thought it was good because we'd kind of already seen the story before. So to kind of jump time and to not see all of it, like you could, because we've seen the first Avenger before, you could kind of fill the gaps.
Yeah.
That's interesting that didn't bother me at all.
My specific critique for the pacing and the narrative is a spoiler. I don't know if you want me to spoil this or not, because I cannot say it, and you can watch it, you can kind of feel. But if you want me to say what felt too rushed, like,
Go ahead.
okay, when Steve dies, his whole when he comes back, I like how they killed him off, right? And then you got that whole moment where she's like feeling really emotional and stuff, and I now have bigger senses to finish the war and stuff. I like that whole moment, but then Bucky's like the side team with Bucky and Dum Dum Dugan, when they go into that whole area where they're having his suit locked up because Stark makes him a suit. When they have the whole Hydra Stomper locked up, they're like, "But where's Steve?" And then they just turn to the right, and they're like, "There he is, handcuffed to the ground." And it's not like, and they're like, "Oh, look, it's Steve." And they go like, "Can you get up, Steve?" It's like, dude, you thought he was dead. Like, where's oh my God, Steve, you alive? What happened? This and this and that. And then they play it, and then I kind of like it. Kind of redeems itself a little bit because it plays off the joke. Like Stark says, "Ha, I knew that suit was indestructible," which of course the brilliant mind Stark is. Of course, it's indestructible.
Of course,
and that's why he's alive. But that whole quick reveal, like, oh, well, where's Steve? Why would they ask where Steve is? You think he's dead? Like, you think like, okay, they pried the body out and we kept the suit, you know?
yeah,
and then they're like, Where's Steve? We turn to the right. Oh shit, there he is on the ground, like handcuffed. You know, that was my only complaint.
That
Like,
is
okay,
true.
that was really resolved really quickly.
That
I'm
is-
like, okay, I felt a little. I rewound. I pressed rewind, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, that's what happened. All right, cool. Let's continue. That was
Oh.
it. That's my only complaint.
That
Everything
is-
else is really fun and awesome.
That is true. That is funny. That I didn't even think about that. But yeah, you're right. The camera literally like pans over, or it's a POV or something, and he's just
Yeah,
sitting
something
there.
like that. And just like
He's
that's
sitting
funny.
there. Yeah, that's. But overall, man, I love the little montage in the middle of it. The like
Yes.
with the 40s and 50s music, dude. That was dude. I loved that sequence. I could watch
Very,
that
very
sequence
awesome.
over and over and over again.
Yeah, especially her riding the back of the Hydra Stomper in
Yeah.
midair. Yeah, and the whole attack sequence with the plane too. I think that might have been a continuous shot a little bit. But
Oh yeah, I think it's all.
that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really solid, fluid animation. That was really fun to watch. That whole middle montage.
I love
I'm
it.
excited to see the future episodes, man. Like
Yeah.
some of them's gonna be Marvel Zombies. You know, there's gonna be very interesting to see where they take us.
We're gonna be getting the Spider-Man. That's gonna be my favorite episode for sure.
Spider-Man with the
Spider-Man.
strangest cloak.
Exactly.
And it's even awesome to know that this is canon to the live action. So it's very well possible that we can see any of this in a live action series or movie. I think there's even rumored that Haley Atwell is going to be like a live action Peggy Carter, or like they want to plan for that.
That'd
You
be
know,
so cool. That'd be awesome.
I would love to see her in that outfit. Yeah, I would love to see her in the costume, live action. I think they can pull that off 100%.
Come back in, have a whole Avengers team of just multiverse people. That'd be so cool.
Multiversal Avengers.
Dude,
you know, that would be so. Yeah, that'd be so freaking cool. And
That'd
then
be amazing.
if they really want to build up to something, they could have Secret Wars against the original 6, maybe 5, because Scarlett Johansson's out. But the original, like, you know, like what if we can see Steve Rogers Captain America and Peggy Carter's Captain Carter? You know, like we can see them both, like Chris Evans and Haley Atwell, on the screen together, either fighting against each other or fighting side by side against Kang or Doctor Doom or someone. You know, the next, that'd be so freaking cool, right?
Oh.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. Also, too, I wanted to point out for me, whoever the voice actor was for Steve Rogers, I think he did an incredible job because he sounded almost identical.
That wasn't him, was it?
No, I don't think it was.
Oh my god! Because I recorded my review for this episode, but I have not uploaded it yet. But I recorded it, and I mentioned how I didn't know if they were like the actual actors or not, and I like that. I like not knowing, because if they're gonna do an awesome job at disguising it, so be it, dude. And I did not know if that was Chris Evans or not.
Yeah.
And to know that it wasn't him, holy crap, that's really good. That was really good. Yeah. I really do, man.
And I enjoyed that they're shorter. I think it helps.
True. Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if I could sit through like an hour of these. I don't know if that's possible. Like if, you know.
Yeah, if we're not spending too much time in one world, why spend all that time there? If we're not building up to anything in that future world, you know. Although I did see that T'Challa, the Chadwick Boseman, this is his last performance in this series.
Yep.
He has 4 appearances, and I wonder if in all those 4 episodes, is he the same T'Challa, Star-Lord T'Challa, or is he a different one?
I don't know.
That's going to be interesting to figure out going forward.
I didn't know that.
So, and that leaves it up to fate. Like, is it going to narrow itself down to one narrative?
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, you know, is this going to take a Suicide Squad approach? We're going to see different perspectives, then go into one narrative.
But at least we're getting
maybe stretched.
At least we're getting to know these characters through their perspective first.
There you go. Each episode. That's the thing about episodic storytelling, is that each character can get an episode. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where this show goes forward.
But
very
excited. I'm excited. Every Wednesday morning. I probably won't stay up till midnight to watch these. For technically 3 a.m. I probably won't do that, but I'm gonna review every episode on the channel. I think you have the same plans for your channel.
I do too. I want to review each episode differently, and then hopefully come on to here and we can share them.
Yeah, we definitely share them. We'll move on to the next topic. All right, drum roll. Welcome some newcomers to the realm of franchiseness. So we're gonna call this when people get cast. We're gonna say, "Welcome to the world of franchiseness." All right, so they've now cast. They've officially announced, which took forever, the cast of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix. It's our first look at Aang and Korra, and I can't think of
Korra. I don't think Korra's going to be in this.
Or not Korra. I'm sorry.
Katara.
Thank you, Katara. Thank you. Who are the other people? I forget the other names.
Sokka, her brother, and Zuko, which is the son of the Fire Lord.
Yes, thank you. I'm not like the biggest Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, so like I just spaced on their names. My bad.
Have you seen it, like all of it in its entirety?
No. I have not.
It needs to be an adventure for you, man. That's It's really amazing. I saw that when I was younger, as they aired back in I think 2005 to 2008. Yeah, that was childhood right there, man. And this I kind of like I'm on the side of like I don't want them to do a live action anything with it because the cartoon is just so damn good. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Shannon mentioned.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
I'll get around to it when I'm not making it. When I'm not trying to work on a thesis project.
Yeah.
Shannon. Hey, Shannon knows my pain. Okay. But
I'm gonna feel your pain coming up. So I'm gonna be doing a thesis as well.
That's a different. Oh, dude, the pain that I've felt with this project, bro. It's unreal how crazy this has been. But anyways,
that's true.
That's not what we're talking about.
Every film production is different.
We're talking about this now. So I'm confused.
What is your confusion?
This is originally. Well, I guess I'm just confused. Netflix. It's a Netflix show. This live action is a Netflix show, but it's a Nickelodeon property, right? And Nickelodeon.
Yes, the cartoon's a Nickelodeon property.
But so I'm just and maybe you don't know the logistics, and I didn't do the research, so it's my fault. But like, there's Paramount Plus, and like, how did that not happen? How is this not a live action show on Paramount Plus?
Well, I feel like this has been in the works before Paramount Plus was a thing.
Right.
It's been some time, so maybe that contract that Netflix maybe wrote up or something that they agree upon was that this one show, this adaptation of this show is going to be on our streaming service because we want it on there. We made the contract and we paid for it. Everything else you can keep. We don't want an Invader Zim live action or something. We want an Avatar Last Airbender because we know that everyone gravitates towards that because like across the board, everyone's like, yeah, that's a great show. And they're surprised to figure out. Some people are surprised to figure out that that's a Nickelodeon show, because it just quality wise and storytelling wise, like they tackle like mass genocide and fucking like getting like targeted for your religious beliefs. Like there's a lot of like adult content in this and themes, I should say, a lot of adult themes in this show. And so I'm like, this is pretty crazy, and that's what really gravitated a lot of audiences towards it. And so I think Netflix wants that for that reason. It's narrative storytelling. I really, really hope they don't turn this into like a Riverdale or a fucking Sabrina, whatever. It's like a musical / teenage drama. We're angsty because, we're kids and this is our dark age. I don't want none of that, man. Like if you're going to retell this story, make it very authentic to the show. Make it feel like a companion to the show. You know? But if you try to do that whole like... that Riverdale route, I hope they don't do that. Like a 13 Reasons Why, where it's like we're adult, edgy teenage shows. That the only ones who really do that is Euphoria. I'm sorry, Euphoria is doing it great. No one else can do it. But other than that, like I said, the cartoon for me is so damn awesome that I feel like a live action really isn't necessary. They should just re-air the fucking series on television and just see how many viewers it gets because it's just that good. But that's my opinion, that's a very biased opinion. But so far, the one complaint that a lot of people had about the live action movie, Shyamalan's movie, was
Yeah.
Among many things, the casting was not accurate to what they initially thought the race was.
Yeah.
People said, well, this is set in like an Asian country. They should be Asian people, and they got the casting right. I mean, so far, this looks accurate to what people are complaining about. They don't look exactly like the characters, of course, but they are, traditionally
That's
people
close.
feel comfortable with this casting.
I think
that kid has to be bald. That kid has to be bald.
Of course. I think that kid looks like Aang. I think that kid looks pretty close.
He needs.
He'll
this kid needs to
be
capture
bald,
the
I'm sure.
big. He doesn't get hair till season 3, man. No, I just really get pissed off right now. No, but what this kid really needs to capture is Aang's like energetic childhood, like pureness. Like this kid is so pure in the first season. Like he just wants fun, and he's questioning and he's trying to wrap his head around the fact that I was asleep for so many years and my whole damn race is dead. But at the same time, he's a very energetic kid that needs to just let out his energy. He's so fun. He wants to do everything and see everything at the same time. He's so in love and excited with the world, yet he fears it going forward as he understands it more.
Yeah.
And I think if they can capture that with this kid, there's the core of the show. There it is, And I really, really hope for that.
It feels like they've been in production on this forever. I cannot believe that this is our first time that we've heard. I mean, I heard about this like almost 2 years ago. This project, like I've known about this thing at Netflix forever. So I don't even think it has a release date yet. So.
Right here, Shannon says, Viacom, CBS owns the distribution rights. They distributed the live action travesty, which is the M Night. So, and then Nickelodeon is a subsidiary to Viacom CBS. So Viacom has the distribution rights, and they set it off to Netflix.
Got it.
That's what.
And then it looks like David says, starfishes and rats.
It's probably talking about the Suicide Squad. Starfishes and rats.
Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Two words to sum that movie up: starfishes and rats.
Starfishes and rats. But yeah, I mean, who knows if we're ever gonna see this project?
I mean,
it's been forever. I'm just like, we're finally getting the casting now. Like, okay.
Like before this was like a year or two ago that they showed that one image of Appa and Aang, like a concept art or something.
Dude, I think it was almost 2. I think it was almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't care how long this takes. Like, I know it's pretty crazy how long this is like being in secret, but I just hope they put the effort and the time into it. They really take the time to put that effort and love into it, know, and they're not rushing anything. So please, like what I say with video games, if they're delayed, maybe that's for a reason. Make it the best you can,
It doesn't seem like they're rushing, that's for sure, which could be a good thing.
Yeah, could be a good thing. Hopefully not a bad thing,
but
I'm pretty sure it's good. Yeah.
We'll keep you guys updated on the progression of this show, and when they drop a trailer, we'll definitely probably be reacting to it, and we will be keeping a close eye on this project as it slowly moves across the finish line. But all right, going from one Netflix project to the next, let's move on to the Addams Family. The Addams Family. Technically, this is the Wednesday TV show. I think it's a TV show. It's a series, I think. It's Tim.
So it's going to focus on her?
It's going to focus on Wednesday, yep. So the Addams Family, so Netflix is making with Tim Burton. It's the Tim Burton version. We casted our Morticia and our Gomez, thank you. Yeah. I'm terrible with names today. Holy cow.
Hey, at least you got Morticia. I actually forgot her name.
Morticia, yes. I'm totally spacing on their names too. My bad.
So yeah, Tim Burton.
I know that's
gonna be doing this one.
Yeah, that's Luis Guzman, right?
Yeah.
And then, but who's the chick? I can't.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Thank you. Yes, this is why you're here. This is you. Dude, I spaced on their names. But so this is the cast.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Luis Gomez is such an interesting choice. Like, he seems right. Now that he's been selected and you had like time to process and think, like, it's going to be very interesting to see his take on Gomez.
Mhm.
And Catherine Zeta-Jones she just screams Morticia, you know. She has that whole tall, dark, and beautiful look to her, and she has that whole atmosphere to her. I think they can pull this off really, really well, you know. And it was always that like whole thing. I felt like Gomez was always like Morticia was always out of Gomez's league.
Oh yeah,
you know. Like,
oh yeah.
She was always way more beautiful than he can carry himself, right?
Yep.
So I think this is perfect casting, and I want to see how their chemistry is on screen together. Is Burton directing this, or is he just like producing?
Oh,
It'll be interesting if he's directing to see how he really brings their performances out.
I'm not sure. I'll look it up. But yeah, no, I think having Luis he's funny, dude. So like he'll be a great Gomez.
Hilarious, yeah.
I think
I wonder who else is going to be playing the rest of the family. Like, if this is Wednesday's show, I'm surprised they didn't start with her casting. It's very interesting how they brought out Morticia and Gomez. It feels like them announcing their casting first. Feels like an adaptation or like a new version of the Addams Family rather than a show about Wednesday. I don't know. I just found that pretty interesting.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I'm trying to figure out. Is there no IMDb for this? Come on. I'm trying to figure out Tim Burton's role. I think he's obviously he's an executive producer, but he might be directing it. It said, I don't know, it just says Tim Burton's, Wednesday, so we'll have to see. I don't even know if there's a release date. Let's see. I'm searching the internet now.
I mean, Tim Burton does write, so it'll be interesting to know if he pens the screenplay. Oh, does he write? Does he write most of his films? I feel like he does. Like,
yeah, he definitely
he writes.
has a hand in writing.
Frankie and Weenie, Edward Scissorhands, yeah, Vincent, the short film. See, director, upcoming project. Nope, it's not underneath his directing credits for upcoming project, but it is executive producer, so he's probably just an executive on.
That makes sense.
Is this is live action, right?
Yeah,
live action, a modernized live action version of the. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be pretty cool. Oh, Jenna Ortega's Wednesday. Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
that one. She's a young actress. She was in I think for MCU fans, if you rewatch Iron Man 3, she's the vice president's daughter, I think, in there.
Mm-hmm.
And she was also in that sequel, The Babysitter, whatever the sequel was called, Babysitter, Killer Queen. So the first one with Samara Weaving, Bella Thorne in there. About the satanic babysitter. She was in the sequel, apparently.
And it's cool. It's a TV show, yeah?
What is?
This show, right? Or is it a movie?
This show is a TV show.
It's a TV
8
show.
episodes so far.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Well, definitely excited. I mean, I think this is another thing too, like good move on Netflix. Netflix is obviously having a lot of things that are, being taken away from it due to rights and everything going to different streaming services. So good on them for, again, taking a popular IP and hopefully making a really good show out of it. Now,
true.
I'm a little nervous because I know you mentioned Sabrina before. I was not a big fan of that show. That show never clicked with me. I could not get into that show. So hopefully that doesn't fall into this camp, but
I felt like conceptually a dark take on Sabrina was brilliant, but the execution wasn't there.
Right.
For me personally.
Yeah, no, same here.
But yeah.
But also too, maybe it wasn't made for our demographic, or what I'm saying, like maybe the show wasn't made for
if it's made for the Riverdale demographic, then they succeeded,
But but I wouldn't want that to happen to this.
No, please. Yeah, that's the one thing that's like, it seems like Netflix loves to do like those teenage rom-com movies.
Right.
Or it's a lot of teenage drama stuff that's not really that good.
Well,
so.
And this is the thing. Well, Tim Burton's attached to it too, but obviously it's like, that's another question. It's like, is this just Tim Burton in name only, or is he going to be able to get a little weird with it? Like, are we going to go back to his roots?
I mean, if they want it to be successful, you got to have them put some creative input into it, right? But,
Yeah.
I mean, marketing wise, yeah. I mean, throw his name around as much as you want. I guess.
I mean,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
and it'd be nice too if he came back and directed like maybe the first episode or something. You know, that'd be fun.
Right. Yeah, like a David Fincher with Mindhunter. He didn't direct all the episodes, but he did like the first one to kick it off.
Exactly.
That's Gilligan with Breaking Bad.
Exactly. I mean, you bring up Mindhunter, and that's a really good. That's a good correlation of like, that's the type of involvement that I would want Tim Burton to have on this project. Is the type of thing that David Fincher had with Mindhunter. That'd be great.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
lots to look forward to, man. There's so much stuff coming on these streaming services and all this other stuff. So I'm excited. It looks like the chat seemed to really be excited about this news too. So
yeah, let Burton go full golf, man. Just let him
exciting.
go full golf.
we'll move on to the next topic. Boom. Okay, so you're probably like, okay, why you got all these people up here? What's going on? There's an article that Christian, you shared with me today.
Yes.
That was from the Hollywood Reporter, and they talked about how basically all 5 of these people in this photo are technically the new Hollywood A-listers.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
And so we have Anya Anya or Anna?
Anya.
Anya Taylor-Joy. We have I'm spacing on these names.
Florence Pugh.
Thank you.
Midsummer.
I can't.
The new Black Widow movie.
I'm spacing on Kang's name. Jonathan Majors.
Winters.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
Thank you. I don't know why I'm spacing on names today. And then Anthony Ramos. You said him.
Yep.
And then I don't know that other guy. I don't know him. He was in Hamilton, right?
Bridgerton or Hamilton?
He might be.
He was in one of those period piece.
He was in Hamilton. He was definitely in Hamilton.
Period piece thing. Yeah.
He was in Hamilton. But anyways, so the article talked about. Did you find his name?
No, I did not find it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that.
How cool it was.
But it was a really cool article because they talked about how, all of these guys are basically like the new A-lists, the newcomers.
Leslie Odom Jr. Sorry. Leslie Odom Jr.
Come on, Hamilton fans in the chat. Why didn't we? You guys should have been on top of that.
That one's on you. No, like that.
But I think, obviously some of these people, maybe even all of these people, may show up in the MCU at some point. There are already two of them
there. Two of them
are already in there.
Already in there.
So
pretty sure more of them are gonna pop in.
Oh, I would. Yeah, I mean, totally.
Anya Taylor-Joy did dip her toes into a Marvel movie with the New Mutants.
Oh, that's right, but that's
she played the character of Magic, but that's
right.
Not connected. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if she jumps back into that pool or not.
Yeah, who do you think? Jean Grey? I'm kind of maybe feeling a Jean Grey, possibly.
Oh, possibly Jean Grey, or I would honestly, if they're gonna go like deep with the mutants, I would love to see her reprise Magic again. I think she was pretty decent as the character of Magic. And if they're bringing over Deadpool, and his version of Colossus is coming over too, and there's her brother, because Magic and Colossus are brother and sister.
Oh yeah.
So that'd be cool to see her come back and kind of like they're not only creating new mutants, they're taking existing ones from the previous universe. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's another. Have you seen the Queen's Gambit? That's another thing that I have to catch up on.
I did see the Queen's Gambit. Yeah, back when it came out. Me and my family watched the Queen's Gambit. It was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I think still my favorite episode is probably the first one, where it chronicles her time in the orphanage. Not giving too much away, but that whole first episode, I think the performance from the little girl that plays a young version of the character, really, really well performed.
Did you know? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Did you know that Heath Ledger was going to direct a version of this?
Yeah.
A version of this? I didn't know that.
Yep, with Ellen Page. he had in mind Ellen Page was going to star in it.
I
as,
had no,
Beth
I had,
Harmon.
I had no idea. I remember when he
I had no
passed
idea
away.
either.
I remember when he passed away. They talked about how he was getting ready to do his directorial debut.
Yeah,
I did not realize that it was this project, though. So,
yeah, interesting.
or at least I think it was. I think it was this project. I don't know, or maybe he just wanted to make this movie at some point. But either way, rest in peace to Heath Ledger. That
would be very interesting. Yeah, I wonder what he would have done with it.
it's actually
I think it's well paced in the miniseries. I think it's well paced.
yeah. I think. Well, do you think it could you have condensed it to like a 2-hour movie or no?
I feel like probably you could have. That's why I'm so interested to see what he would have done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think because there are pretty lengthy episodes. They're like around an hour each episode. I think there's like 8 of them, so it's like together it's probably like 8 hours.
That's a long
So
time.
I think and I think it was well paced. Nothing felt like it dragged too much.
Mhm.
Can't really think of a moment where I'm like, I could skip those episodes. Because she's always like, it's kind of like a downward spiral this character goes on. So it's like each episode she kind of like loses herself a little bit more. It's like that whole competition mindset. I'm all for the game in front of me. So it would be interesting to see. Again, I wonder if he could. I think it's possible. You can really narrow down the storytelling and what you want to show.
Yeah,
it's possible for sure.
Well, I'm excited. It's something I have to check out. Obviously, yeah, Anthony Ramos was great. I think he's a great actor.
Shit! Did you read chat?
No.
I just pulled up chat again. They said we got the actor name wrong. It's not Leslie Odom Jr. It's Regine Jean Page. I think I pronounced that wrong. But yeah, that is the last dude's name. Because you said Hamilton, I looked up the cast of Hamilton. And I trusted that he was from Hamilton. So I'm like, all right, let me just look up Hamilton. I did not look up Bridgerton. I should have double checked Bridgerton.
Oh.
But yeah, we got that one wrong. And chat correct us. Is chat available? Like when you watch this afterwards, is chat still there?
I
feel
think
like my memory says yes, but I'm just want to double check.
I don't know. I feel like it goes away.
It goes away. We're gonna look like idiots for like a good 10 minutes. Because if people don't have the chat to like look at while they're watching this, like it. Okay. Yes, he's from Bridgerton. Yeah, he's
It's all right. It's okay. We're only human.
Regé Jean Page.
Jean.
French ass name.
That's a great name.
That sounds
there.
very French.
That sounds sounds very Hollywood A-list.
He has a hyphen in his name.
That's crazy.
He has a hyphen in his name. No other person has a hyphen in his name. Like it's like some Spider-Man level, some Spider-Man level shit.
Oh, it doesn't disappear. I guess is Edith says it doesn't disappear.
So like even after we're done streaming,
awesome.
we can still see the trailer.
I wasn't sure if it stayed or not, but that's great.
Okay,
let's move on to the next topic.
We got a nice companion.
Boom. Here we go. My worst fears have come true. Or they're coming true.
I just wish they properly built the story up. But yeah, I feel.
All right, Christian, do you want to introduce this topic and we can?
Yeah, like going on maybe like 8 hours ago now. Earlier today, we figured out that Sony has delayed Venom. There Will Be Carnage.
Yeah.
And all the first 2 trailers we got has a wrong release date. That's not going to be. I think it was going to be October.
Yeah.
They pushed that back. I think to the summer. Was it to the summer of next year that they're going to release that? It's going to be some time away now. It's sometime in next year.
Yeah.
That they're going to be releasing Venom, and
crying.
I think that
crying
could
on the
lead
inside.
to. I think that could possibly lead to, because Sony has distribution rights to Far From Home being.
Don't say it.
Pushed back.
Don't say
it. It could. Not Far From Home. No Way Home. I feel like No Way Home could be pushed back.
Don't say it. Don't say that.
Possibly. There's a possibility.
I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to be so sad if that happens.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the reasons why they held out from the trailer. That's why we're just getting behind the sets photos as of now. I hope this delay doesn't drastically change anything. I hope everything does not, nothing should end up on the cutting room floor for this movie. Everything should just stay in there,
Shannon,
everything's up. It'll be good.
Well, Shannon brings up a good point. he says, well, then why did they release the trailer? But it's interesting. It almost seems like a direct, because, well, we didn't really talk about this with Suicide Squad, but we should have. Suicide Squad did garbage at the box office. They only made 26 million domestically. So
because it was available on HBO Max.
Yes, right. And so, but obviously Venom and Spider-Man would be just strictly exclusively to theaters. They're not going to a streaming service, which I think is a good move and would help them. It's going to help those movies. But to answer Shannon's question, I think they dropped the trailer, and then Suicide Squad box office happened, and then basically we've had a whole week now, pretty much, and I think Sony just reacted to it, and they're like, "Oh shit!" Like that movie made absolutely nothing. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that might affect a lot more movies going forward, man. Like, people seeing like, oh, we'll do this whole thing. We're double releasing it on a streaming service. It's in theaters during a pandemic. We don't want to gamble with that, so we're just gonna hold off, you know. And if it's delayed, that means the Spider-Man movie could come in the summer, which a lot of Spider-Man movies are always released in the summer, you know. But
do you see the life drained out of my face? When you say
I see it.
When you say those words,
I totally see it. But you just got to prepare yourself for it, man. Because if it's actually true, you're gonna just ball up and become pale.
I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be a happy host, guys. If that happens, we're gonna be seriously like, dude. And I'm not. I like. It's already bad enough that we're probably not gonna get a trailer. I'm assuming that it's gonna get pushed. If I had to bet money, I'd bet that it's gonna be pushed. So that means we're gonna have to go through the rest of the summer with no trailer. Then my birthday comes, we're going to get no trailer, and I'm going to be a sad man. And then Thanksgiving is going to come. They may even announce that it's pushed before this. But I'm assuming my birthday, and if it's like, because my birthday is the day before Halloween. So if it's like, oh, hey, happy Halloween, we're pushing back Spider-Man, I'm not going to be happy at all. That's like the worst series of events that could happen in my life is like, happy birthday, we're pushing back your Spider-Man. And then we have Thanksgiving, and then there's no Spider-Man. And it's just so funny because half of my excitement for like half the year was for a Spider-Man trailer that we never get. It's just what a weird series of events.
That's why my expectations for everything when it comes to this movie are very low. I'm not expecting too much, like, because everything is like being pushed back and everything. So I'm like, okay, like you got to be patient with it, you know. This is where your Jedi skills come in, man. Patience. You gotta like, you know, and you gotta like not set yourself up for total disappointment. It's hard. It's so hard.
I know.
So damn
and
hype.
Shannon brings up another good point. But the Ghostbusters movie will also probably be pushed back. What's up, Stay Puff?
It probably would be pushed back.
He comes in, he goes like, I'm being pushed back, guys. I'm being pushed back.
I'm here to announce I'm being pushed back. What the fuck? But yeah, man, it could very well affect. I think the two movies, I read somewhere that the two movies that are really going to test the waters out for this could be Shang-Chi, Marvel's Shang-Chi, and Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. If those two movies don't make a lot of money at the box office, or not like a lot of money, but like just the money they're expected to make, I think a lot more studios are going to be like, no, we're going to hold back on our release dates and push them to next year when COVID fully blows over, hopefully, you know?
Who knows?
Everyone's waiting for that moment where they're like, everyone's back, COVID, you don't have to worry about nothing, and you can enjoy yourselves again, because that's when the movies are going to be coming.
Free Guy,
like the floodgates.
Free Guy is a Sony release, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe
so.
It is.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So they're testing out the waters with those two movies, and they're really needs to see like, oh, are these going to make are these going to make money? Is this going to determine what we're going to put out?
Right.
In the coming months.
Shannon in the comments says that Sony needs to start a streaming service fast. Well, they made that deal with Netflix. They have that doesn't take effect until 2022, I think. But they made that deal, that distribution deal with Netflix. And then it was weird because they made the distribution deal with Netflix, but then they also made a separate distribution deal with Disney Plus.
For all the Spider-Man content.
Yeah, it's confusing. So I don't know if all Spider-Man content's going to go to Disney Plus and then other Sony properties go to Netflix. I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah, very, very strange. I just hope they, again, like these movies are being pushed back. I just hope they take their time to brush up some CGI or something like in post, or got time to go back and refilm some stuff to touch it up. By all means, please do it. Give us the best film you can. And when it comes out shitty, rushing should not be an excuse.
No. Well, and
like you had time.
but this makes me realize too, it's like, if we talked about the Lord of the Rings series, and it's like, yeah, if you're Amazon Prime, that's the place to be right now, because it's like, yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Same thing with Netflix and their original series and stuff. It's like, we don't have to worry about theaters. That's not even a factor. It's like, we have our own platform. And then obviously Disney has done the same thing, but like, yeah, Sony needs to catch up.
Yeah, they really do. It's a very interesting situation to be in overall. How do we release our movies during a global pandemic?
Once again, Alicia decided to. She says, "I hate everything, and these movies need to get their shit together and be released." Also, too, I think she said the word "hate" again and got blocked.
As you said that, it just deleted.
What?
That is hilarious.
I approved it.
Just when you said she got blocked, I said message delete. What? That is funny. That is so hilarious. But she had a lot of messages deleted.
I approved it. Did it just delete all of her messages?
Yeah, it was like on cue, dude. Once you said blocked for me, it just.
Oh, it took away everything.
Yeah, it took away
all of her messages.
All of her messages. Oh, now your words are gone and.
Wow. Okay. History. Yeah. Geez. Well, never say that.
That's insane. I thought I was just delete that one message, but they really went. Yeah.
That's wild.
That's insane.
All right. Well, it's an education for us on the show. We're pretty new.
Yeah.
We're pretty new. We're a pretty new show. So, for future references, for all you guys out there that want to join chat, don't say you hate anything.
Dislike.
I
disapprove.
I disapprove.
Or I don't really agree with.
Right. It makes me sad.
It makes me sad. I'm upset because.
Yes,
Have a thesaurus next to you or something. Because, this is very sensitive, I guess. They'll delete you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something I can go in and change on the back end or what. I don't know. I'll have to see. But I think that's going to be our show. At least that's all of our topics for this evening.
Yeah,
man, it's a good show filled with a lot of good stuff.
Do you think last question before we leave? Do you think we're going to see Tom Hardy's Venom interact with Holland and Spider-Man at some point in the future?
Eventually, yes.
Think that could be a possibility.
Yes, I think it'll happen.
Tom Hardy did come out and say, "I'll do anything for them to meet," or something like that.
I think it's in Sony's best interest to make that happen.
True.
And for me, like I personally don't understand how that would work, because there's that Eddie and Peter relationship that's in the comics is
not there.
Not there at all. So
no,
I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, I don't know. Multiverse.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not really that excited. Alicia says, "I dislike everything." I think they should just release Spider-Man now, and it'll blow everything else out of the.
I honestly think, regardless, if they just release Spider-Man this year, that would make the most money, because everyone would know what's hyped up for it. I honestly think that would not have any trouble getting any money from the box office.
I mean, they may take, so like, obviously we're at a point right now where these things need to make like $1 billion, right? Or like 800, you know what I'm saying? Like Venom, I think Venom made close to like $800 million or something. We're not going to see those numbers maybe ever again. Like, it's just straight up fact. Now that we've introduced the fact that you can get a day and date release to your home, we're never going to, like, studios need to come to the fact that, like, we're never going to see those numbers again. It's just there's too much of the population that is now just like, oh, I'll just stay at home. Like, I don't need to go out and see it. Also, too, before we wrap up, I just saw a story right before we got on that AMC is raising their prices.
Oh wow, yeah, understandable. They want to make back all that money they lost.
Yeah.
It's like a year's worth that they have to make up for, and some because it's bleeding over into now.
So
Yeah, that's gonna be insane. I think no movie theater for me for a while. You know,
I will
unless I get some money or something.
I will go to see Spider-Man, and I will go to see Dune, and I will go to see Spider-Man
Yeah.
for sure. I'm not sure about any other movie though.
I personally want to see Last Night in Soho in theater. I want to see that one.
Oh yeah, true.
Dune, of course. Dune would be cool to see, and Spider-Man. That's me.
Alicia says, "My awful dislike speech gets me blocked." I really
loathe.
I
that.
really loathe that.
There you go.
That's good.
I'm surprised they didn't block her because of the word awful. I probably feel like that's pretty violent. Like, they're probably searching up right now.
That's great.
But yeah. Yeah,
Well,
I think this was a good episode, man.
It's a great
Chock full of
show.
A lot of topics.
Chock
like always,
full
every
of-
Thursday.
Of a lot of topics. Thank you guys for sticking with us, sticking through the banning of yourself on the chats and all that other stuff. You know, I'll
Technical difficulties.
I'll look into that. Yeah, I don't understand why our audio, like the Zoom, like Christian just can't hear me through the Zoom audio, which was very strange.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I don't really know. But anyways, thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We do the live show, obviously, every Thursday night, guys. Every Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's kind of a fun thing. You should kind of come in. I think we're going to have a guest next week, a special guest.
Should be very exciting.
Yes.
Some of you might know.
Some of you may know, some of you may not know. He may be in the chat.
Or he may not be.
Or he may be.
Mystery's still up in the
Or
air.
he may be. Who knows? But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you have a great weekend and stay cool because it's really warm out. And
Yes, although it's raining, so it's a little cool.
oh yeah, it's a little cool. But anyways, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to share the content. And, you know, that's always
share, subscribe.
like, share, subscribe, all that. It really helps out, guys. Thank you so much. We are almost, technically, realistically, Christian's channel is growing and this channel is growing. I'm at like 160 something. We are approaching 200. Kind of both of us are growing pretty much at the
Slowly
same,
but surely.
pretty much
200.
at the same rate. So I just thank you guys so much for sticking with us. I mean, it's only the beginning. Obviously, we have a lot of content planned. We want to do more joint reviews. We want to do some commentaries. I know there were some
Very much
things.
so.
There were some watch-alongs that were mentioned in the chat. So we definitely have stuff coming down the pipeline and merchandise. I'm thinking about shirts, guys. I'm thinking about shirts. We might get some
Shirts and stickers?
Yes.
Shirts and stickers?
Shirts and stickers,
Ooh.
man. They might be on the way. Hey, if we don't get Spider-Man, at least we'll have shirts and stickers.
Look at that. It's like your favorite band got merchandise. That's awesome.
That'll be fun. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye. Are we still going? I think so.